A few weeks ago, I was doing some location scouting on Google Maps when I stumbled across a potentially cool spot to shoot at. I decided that the best day to shoot at that location would be in the early morning, just before sunrise, so I decided to set an alarm for 6 a.m. and in the next day I went there. It's not easy waking up that early to do anything except for shooting in my case, because usually the results that I get compensate the fact that I need to wake up so early, so I'm always up for it. Anyway, on my way there, as soon as I left the house, I noticed that it was quite foggy outside, and I'm not gonna lie, on my way there I was hoping that the conditions would be identical and that it would be really foggy, because I thought that that would just add to the mood and would really match that location. Yeah, I guess I was lucky and it was really foggy there. The location that I chose is actually like a fishing village, and it's got this really cool dockyard, and the docks were already pretty cool as soon as I got there because of the atmosphere. It was really early in the morning. There was this really dense fog and you could barely see anything, pretty much what was in front of you, and you could barely see that too, and you could basically only hear like the seagulls, the waves like crashing against the pier and against the fishing boats, so the atmosphere was just incredible. Honestly, it's really cool to know that I can drive like half an hour, give or take, and get to such a different location from the one where I live at and get these cool results that I think I got in this shoot. And I'm always happy when these locations exceed my expectations. That's basically it. Although there wasn't a lot of lights, I decided to shoot a couple of rolls of Lomography Color Negative 100, and I shot them through my Bronica ETRS. I've actually shot a couple of videos for the channel on Lomography Color Negative 400, but I've been wanting to shoot the 100 ISO version for the longest time actually, so yeah, that's the reason why I got these two rolls a few weeks ago and decided to use them in this particular shoot. The light started changing quickly and I could see the sun peeking over the horizon, so I had to rush and try to get as much footage as I could, which was not enough in my opinion, but I'm still happy with what I got. I took a few photos of some fishing boats in the distance, but because there was so much fog and because I was shooting 100 ISO film, the photos didn't turn out as good as I hoped them to. However, I still think they look cool and kinda abstract due to the fact that you can kinda see the boats but not in full detail, and these images kind of remind me of a painting. I decided to walk around the pier for a bit and I spotted the silhouette of a man walking on the opposite end of the pier, and I just decided to take a few quick snaps with the Bronica, and I didn't even meet her or anything, so I just want to say that I'm glad that I took like 3 photos of the same scene, because I wanted to make sure that I was able to capture it the way that I wanted, and the way that I wanted it to be would basically be with the silhouette in focus, obviously, in the middle of this dense layer of fog, and framed with the boats that were stationary on the pier, both on the left and the right side of the subject, which I think I managed to capture. I'm just happy with the photo that I took. I then saw these really cool fishing nets just standing on the pier, and I just decided to take a few photos of those as well. The first one was shot from a distance, and I wanted to include both the pier and the water in that same frame, and in the second one I wanted to do like a detailed shot and hopefully be able to have an image with a lot of texture, and honestly I think these turned out really cool as well. There were these really cool looking boats sitting in the pier, and I decided to take a few photos of them. Although the sun was peaking and the light was getting warmer, I think it actually worked better for these boat shots and it made their colors pop up more as well as their details. I then walked around and decided to photograph a few more things around that same area, and I found this cool looking boat that was sitting right next to a fisherman's house, and I spotted this scene and there were these chairs, a pair of them, some pieces of wood, there was rope, and I thought it was a really cool scene, and so I decided to snap a photo of it. And I honestly quite like this photo and I really can't explain why, although I do know why, but I know it's related to the fact that most of my childhood here in Portugal was spent in Costa da Caparica, which is a really famous beach location here in Portugal. And I remember when I was a kid, my uncle used to go to the sea with the other fishermen in these big boats. And I remember just being surrounded by a lot of these elements, these ropes, these nets, the boats, and these large cans that you can see in the photo as well. And I think it's just a bit nostalgic, not because of something in particular, but because all of these elements just remind me of that time of my life. And yeah, I think that's cool. The sun was now shining strong and the light was really warm, so I just decided to finish that second roll of Lomo 100 in that location, but as I was doing so, I found this really cool tunnel that went across the mountain and I decided to take a few photos of it, and the first one actually turned out okay. I like the composition, the colors, and I think I managed to capture an image that looks like what I saw in the moment, if that makes any sense. But the second one didn't turn out good because I didn't meter it properly, so I overexposed the crap out of it. So obviously, I converted it to black and white in Lightroom. I painted like a mask in the middle of the frame where the highlights were blown, and I brought them down and I was able to recover a bit of information. So you can basically see a few silhouettes of boats in the middle. So although the image doesn't look that good, I think I was able to recover some details and it's not that bad actually. I don't know. This morning was definitely productive and I don't know, I just feel great whenever I start my day like shooting or filming videos for this channel or walking around the house taking my silly little pictures with my X-T4 that no one actually sees, but I just love this creative part of my life. And regarding the day, I was just really happy that the location actually exceeded my expectations and that the weather was in my favor, and I don't know, it's just one of those days where everything aligned and it worked out great. Anyway, this will be all for today and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did so, drop a like, it's always appreciated and helps me get this video shown to more people, hopefully. And comment down below which were your favorite images from the video. And if you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing to the channel, because I'm trying to grow this channel. I always say the same at the end of the videos. And this way you won't hopefully miss any uploads from my future videos. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great week. Bye.